Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Fenton Forest Let's Play series with me, See-What-Eso, on the 4X map with Seasons. It is day 4, mid-spring. We have got to the stage, luckily, where all the fields are now ploughed, all the fields are now limed, all the fields have at least had one application of fertiliser on them. So we're kind of ready to start moving things forwards, getting ready into planting. Some of the fields have even cultivated, believe it or not. So they're ready for a second dosage of fertiliser, which should be very handy. We'll be getting the fence on those today. I'm also going to be using the lovely two-seater trek, two-vehicle thing to get these fields somewhat better work. So these two guys are going to be set off on a course. So we're going to load the course, and it's field 25, 2-tractor cultivate, isn't it? This one. You're going to be the left machine. He's going to go. These basically are going to go off and cultivate our fields for us. You're going to be the right one, apparently. So you can go. I love how they're wearing green shirts to match, these workers. They might crash into each other at the start. She's driving down this row here, which he's going to want to drive up. So we might just stick with this for a moment before we carry on. No, the stop point's over there, so actually it's all good stuff. They're not going to crash into each other. They're actually going to do two headlands, which is quite handy on this field. As they're going to do the cultivating for us. Look at that. And he's off. So I'm using the twin identical 1050s for this. These are the boys I want next. I bought two of these now. We own two of the sprayers. Because we're just going to need it, because the fields are so big on this map. It's also probably worth pointing out as well today, quickly, at the start of this video, that obviously Stevie's done another map update. He's released update 6 for the map. I am not using that map version, because again, it requires a complete new game save, and honestly, having now put 3 days into this particular map, getting all these fields to this state, I don't fancy restarting the Let's Play. So I will not be updating the map or downloading any of the map updates that he releases from this point forward. I'm going to stick with the version of the map that I have now and see how that plays with Seasons. I don't know if I'm going to be missing anything you know, any major features or anything like that by not updating. I don't know. I don't really know what he's done with the new version 6. I know he's added some different textures for the winter, so that when you get to wintering seasons, the map looks quite a bit different. And apparently he's removed poplars from the map as well. I don't know what that means, whether he means you can't plant it, whether you can't plant poplars, I don't know. But I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to update. I'm not updating. I'll stick with the version of the map that I have. So if you're the kind of person that wants to see the no. No. Stop. Stop, driver. Because it was in two-person mode. And I'm not using two-person mode anymore. So, let's just dial this back, shall we? There we go. You drive first waypoint now correctly. So he's going to put second stage fertilisation onto field 5 for us. We need to do field 2 next. Start working these back towards the main farm. And we'll also grab a seeder. We're going to get our first seeder today. And we're going to start, we're going to do, let me also remember to reset the game speed to something a bit more better than 1 times. So we actually get into some daylight. Let's focus on that, shall we? Keeping the daylight clock ticking. You never know, if the guys hurry up and do a good job of cultivating field Ujima flip, then maybe, just maybe, we can head down there and get fertilising that too, bring that up to speed. Because ideally, like I said, I want to avoid having to spray crops or fertilise crops after I have seeded. When the seed goes in the ground, that's it. My involvement with the field until harvest is done. That's kind of the way I want it to be. This is another one of them vehicles. I know we was playing multiplayer last night on the County Lines map, Helgi popped in for the last little bit after I'd been streaming for about 10 hours. I'd done a full day of streaming yesterday, and he popped in right at the end to do a bit of harvesting with me. And I was doing a contract when he first logged in, so he thought fertilising. So he was like, "Okay, I'll come give you a hand." So he grabbed a Case Titan. It's the first time he'd driven it, and he didn't realise just how bad the brakes are on that thing. And this machine's a bit the same. You hit the brakes, and it's like it has to have a bit of a stop and a think about whether or not it's going to slow down or not, and it seems to put it to a public vote. It runs a poll, waits for the results to be collected and verified, and then it goes, "Okay, yeah, I'm going to start braking." So, yeah, get used to it. So these fields, apparently, have been done. So actually, stop. I'm an idiot. Stop. I've already done these flipping fields. Lol. I did them after cultivating, before I headed down. I did them with the bradles. I did them with the bradles before I took the bradles back to the farm and swapped the fence over onto the two cultivators. So these fields are all ready for seeding. That's kind of where I'm at. That's why the fence should be ready going onto these fields in time. Once the cultivators have done their cultivating. Well, I'm just going to have a bit of a check, because it looks like they're having some issues, these boys. There looks to be gaps in my cultivating. Fellas? Fellas, what are you doing? You are doing an awful bloody job. So, stop. Just don't even go there. You too can stop. So it's going to be field 25. Headlands, we're going to have 2 passes. We're going to start working up and down rows. It's probably because of that, I would think, is why it's gone horribly tits up. You're going to be the left one. Good. We're going to save this as field 25. Cultivate to extract. Right. You go first waypoint, please, sir. Right, you're going to be the right one. So let's load that up. No, that's wrong. Let's check them again this time. 22 metres. Where do I get 22 metres working width from? That's rubbish. It's a load of rubbish. Right, let's see. We do not want to see gaps. That's the thing. We're not looking for gaps. If there's gaps between the seeders, the cultivators, then we've got problems. They're gonna crash. They're gonna crash. Yeah, they're not doing it properly, are they? They're leaving gaps. So let's try this again. Bring it down even more. Which one's he? Trying to get this worked out. This isn't quite as easy as I thought. They've left quite big chunks. Obviously don't want too much of an overlap, otherwise they hit each other. Like that, but that seems to be okay. That looks better. It looks like they've got an overlap now on the actual line. Right. We're going to be using this boy today because we want a cedar, don't we? Right. Let's have a quick look first of all. See whether I've got different settings on this map than on the multiplayer map. We have, because these machines will plant potatoes on this map. That's interesting to know. Right. I'm not going to use one of them to start with. Cedars. We're going to go for... same one that I've been using on county line. So I'm going to have one of them. And then I'm going to get... I have the ones with the doodle flips. Right, we're going to go into the store. Let it save. And we're going to reset this back to the farm. We're going to use this 1050. I know we could technically use the Tri-6. We could use the Tri-6. Right, this is going to be the expensive bit. Filling this up. Because it ain't cheap. This ain't cheap, kids. Okay, part of me says I haven't actually altered this mod. The one on the server has been altered. Oh, somebody's slipping. Stop driver, stop driver. I think they're a little bit too close to each other, maybe. Ideally, what you want is the guy on the inside, on the right lane, should be the guy that's ahead. He's the guy that needs to be ahead. He's doing a bit of spotting and cultivating around here now. Right, you carry on, sir. You do what you're doing. Don't crash into each other again, please, if you can help it. Right, we're up and running. We're connected. Let's check the old temperature gauge. Right, we can plant grass, apparently. Grass is allowed to be planted at 5 degrees. So we're going to go seed the grass field. That's what we're going to do. I can't really seed the other field yet because it's still too cold. One of the things I might do then is grab the borrow the T-Rex from the store just to come and start removing some trees on this map from around some of these fields, because some of these fields have annoying trees. Also, get used to this being the world's slowest seeder. Let's put some bacons on. But hey, we'll get grass planted. So we'll use this one. We may end up having to get the normal seed hawk thing as well, because that's quite a wide seeder. And like I say, that DB 120 planter is going to be very useful as well for us. But yeah, first seed is going in the ground. We're putting our first seed in. It is, of course, the grass only. The other fields are possibly going to have to wait till late spring. Seed goes in the ground. Grass will be planted. Hopefully crop will not fail. Last thing I want is patchy crop failure of grass on my lovely fields. So we'll be checking that once we've obviously managed to select grass as a crop type. bit harder to steer an air seeder. It doesn't quite follow the tractor, does it? You may have noticed. Tends to go kind of a little bit how it wants to go. I suppose because you've got basically 3 points of articulation. You've got the point behind the tractor, you've got the extra point then behind the actual seed tank and fertilizer tanks. It's a steady little machine, this. And what's weird, and this is very weird, this is weird, right? The wheels on this seeder are actually moving and turning. Yet, on the multiplayer server, they don't. And that's why I think I was having... When I was playing on county lines doing seeding with this machine or similar machine, I tried the one where the actual seeder is behind the tractor and the tanks are the ones at the back. That configuration, that worked horribly. That was a horrible piece of kit to use. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't turn left. You try turning left, your tractor goes skidding off sideways. So that definitely has some issues. But I wonder if it's the server, because one of the things I noticed on the server was none of the wheels on the seeder rotate. And when I had the wheeled rather than the tracked seed tank, the wheels on the seed tank didn't rotate either. Whereas on this map, they're all working fine. But this is single player, so I wonder if some mods have issues working on a server. In single player they're fine, but the minute you put them on a server, they have problems. Well, I know that's the case because I've already had issues with vehicles trying to select colours using the colour palette. When trying to buy some tractors in different colours, it didn't seem to make a blind bit of difference what colour I selected in the shop menu. It came out something completely different. Seed is in the ground. First seed of the year is in the ground. We've got lovely, lovely fertiliser. Lovely grass. So this field should be 3 stages. Now, if I've done it right. Let's have a quick look. No, it's not. That could mean then, unfortunately, fertilising after cultivating has no effect because you're not changing you haven't changed the ground state. I may have been slightly out of sequence because I think I fertilised and limed after we'd ploughed, didn't I? When I should have done it before, which would have counted as 1 ground change. Then when I fertilised after ploughing and then cultivated, that would have counted as the 2nd ground state change. So yeah, we are going to have to, unfortunately, kids, we're going to have to come down here and spray this field. once we've seeded it, which shouldn't be a big issue. Big issue, big issue. No, I don't want your big issue, mate. Sorry, that was an awful joke. Shouldn't make jokes of people who sell big issues. It's not fun being homeless, living on the streets. Shouldn't poke fun at these people. So we'll try it. The good thing is, with the field in this state, when I come down here and spray, I should at least be able to see where I've been. This should technically be a ground state change because we've seeded. Bring this back to the farm, quickly grab one of the fence, one of the row gators, and bring that down and spray that field. We'll part this down here. And we'll want one of these. How's our cultivators getting on? Okay, looks like it. Not seeing any more gaps in the field, so... I've also been filling up the lime machine with some water and doing a few water runs, making sure we've got some lime production going, so that next year we don't need to buy so much lime. I'll also be going to get the get some liquid fertilizer going as well, because obviously we're using quite a lot of liquid fertilizer. We're using quite a bit of fertilizer, so what I've been doing, I've been purchasing some a tanker of digestate at a time from the BGA, and effectively making some fertilizer, as it's kind of a cheap way of doing it. However, obviously I would sooner have my own. Right, so this should hopefully, if I've done this right, put this field to 3-stage fertilisation in a minute. and it's not doing. I've got to wait then. I've got to wait for the ground to change to dark green. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You win, game, you win. I can't obviously do this today. It's because I did things out of sequence. I should have, again, really, I should have fertilised before I ploughed. I know I said the reason I ploughed the fields first was because obviously I was putting new edges on the field and I only wanted to lime once. But I probably should have fertilised before, because then the fields would be at the prop stage. Because basically I've used fertiliser after cultivating, and that's not going to have any effect on the crops when I seed. Come on, guy, run faster. I want to get back to the farm. Check on the production buildings quick. See how we're getting on. Like I say, there should be some lime in production. Yeah, a couple of 100,000 litres of lime. Got 200,000 litres of water over there, which is good. There should be some fertiliser somewhere. No, this is lime. Lime production, sorry. Lime production's over here. 67,275. So it does lose a little bit of water still. This was fertiliser production. Right, okay. Basically, this is what I was doing. I was coming around here with the truck. Buying digestate, because digestate works out, I'm guessing, a little bit cheaper. Right, so we've got some fertiliser of our own in the fertiliser machine, so I can actually start doing some liquid fertiliser production. I also wanted to get the machine loaded up, ready to do some seed production as well. Not sure how much this machine this trailer holds, but we'll find out. Probably 120,000 litres looking at that. Perfection. And we're going to put it into the liquid fertiliser machine. So fertiliser and water should make liquid fertiliser. Machine should be up and running. Yeah, it's already working away. Excellent. Right, we'll put some in the seed. We'll put some fertiliser in the seed machine quickly, and we'll start getting seed production ramped up. Means I'll need the oats out of the I'll take the oats out of the silo because I can use the wheat and barley to feed chickens in the first year if I'm going to have chickens. Drive in here. Deposit 90,000 litres of fertiliser. I think everybody's home from their shopping trip because the dogs are all kicking off. Just ignore them if you can. Right, we're going to make 30. We're not going to make a lot of seed then, are we, this first year? $13,000 litres, effectively. Interesting. Interesting to say the least. Alright, let's hop in. So yeah, if you haven't seen, basically what I was, we'll empty this, and then I'll do the line. Oh, fucking dogs. Basically just drive the old truck in here, press the button, start filling up. I tell you what, I really do miss, on the multiplayer server, the County Lines map, you cannot fill from these types of water sources, and that really does bother me somewhat. Quick drive around here. 1050 is slipping, which means he must have hit one of the other machines. We'll check on him in a second. And we'll empty that into there. Right, let's go back and check. He's still going to drive into me like an idiot. No, it's not perfect, this. There's a good chance I may have needed to... It's because that working width issue, I believe. You have to fiddle with the working width for multiple vehicles, and it's not quite right. I'm hoping though they'll take that out with when they do the headlands. They should do. Anyway, I think that is it for today's episode. Like I say, I will have to edit and re-record all this commentary again later anyway now, because all these freaking dogs barking. But anyway, thank you for joining me on Fenton Forest, day 4 of mid-spring.